Welcome back, everybody, to the Slim Flippers podcast. I am Wes, and today I am joined by two ladies. I'm going to let y'all introduce yourselves, if you would.
Okay, cool. I'm Kristin. I'm a rural squirrel, and I'm one half of the Let's Do Lunch podcast. So you can find us on Let's Do Lunch podcast or a rural squirrel.
Well, you can't find me on a rural squirrel. Let's be
honest. I was going to let you introduce yourself, Angie.
And I am Angie Resells. My channel is obviously Angie Resells, and I am the shorter half of the Let's Do Lunch bunch. And I called us the Lunch Bunch.
The Lunch Bunch.
Terrible. So yeah, you can find us every Friday at noon Central Time, talking about life and reselling and anything and everything, pretty much. We just like you to come sit with us and spend time with friends, enjoying talking about reselling and life. So, and then we also both are full-time resellers. We've been doing reselling for over 25 years each.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we know quite a bit about reselling, and not everything, learning stuff every day. But Wes, thanks for having us on.
Hey, I appreciate you all joining me. I have been so excited about having you all on. I cannot tell you, because you both, to me, exude all kinds of energy, positive energy, that is. And I gravitated toward that. I was like, I have to talk to these ladies. And so I want to shout out Ray from the Nashville Flippers, because Ray is the one that got me to you all. He said, you need to talk to these ladies. So I went and I watched some of your podcasts, and I was like, oh my word, I do definitely need to speak with these ladies.
Cool, good.
I'm a little disappointed, though, that Kristin, you don't have your red glasses on today.
Right.
You know what? I looked over there to see if I could find them, because I can't see you as well without them.
I understand. Well, I have my own pair of reading glasses, so I thought I would join you a little bit. How about that?
Three Musketeers.
We'll be the glasses crew today.
That's right.
These actually came from Goodwill yesterday. Yeah, I had actually a couple of days ago from a radio station. I'm from Tennessee, so in Crossville, Tennessee, there was and I'm gonna ask you all the trivia questions, see if you know it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm coming home 2 days ago, and the host asked a trivia question, and here it is: you're not fully clean until you're what clean?
Angie knows. Ding, ding, ding.
Best fully clean.
Best fully clean.
Heck yeah, I'll show my age there,
Yeah.
y'all.
So here I am driving down the road, and I was like, oh, this is fully. So before he even finishes the question, at the very end, I'm already hitting it. And when I called in, I got the first caller. He said, try again. He hung up on me. I was going, no. Oh. I got caller number 3. And then I was caller number 7, and he said, you're the winner. So I won 46th place in Chattanooga. Yay.
Wow.
And of course, like any other good reseller, you want to turn it into a trip, right? So
of course,
I scouted out the Goodwills and hit 2 or 3 on the way, and picked up some little treasures. And this is one of them, because
I love it.
The first Goodwill I got into, my glasses broke, and I'm gonna post that on my Instagram. I made a whole little video along the way. My glasses broke right in the middle. So I was like,
no.
So did you have them taped up, like Revenge of the Nerds style?
So, and I've come along for you all on your podcast. Look, I've even got me a cup of Joe.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so much more prepared. I don't have a cup of Joe. I don't have my glasses.
What are we doing?
I know.
I knew you was gonna have your red glasses and a cup of Joe. But see,
I can fix that. Hold on just a second.
Go for it. We'll wait on you. Angie and I'll talk reselling while you're going. Don't tell her any secrets, Angie.
Let's put everything out there, like that we don't
tell her what we talked about. Let's talk about your sign back there, because immediately, wow.
Yeah, actually,
I feel so much better.
There we go.
My gift, my Christmas gift from my mom. She had it custom made for me. I had no idea she was buying it. She just surprised me with it at Christmas, and it's amazing. I love it. Though I'm here, it's backwards. I didn't know. I tried to mirror myself, and it wouldn't work.
Oh, I don't think it's backwards. I read it normal.
Can you read it normal?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's always jealous of it because it's a good looking sign.
It is. I mean, it's like in person, it's way bigger than it looks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks kind of small here. No, I mean, it's a big size, sign. Like
Someday
3
I'm
foot
going to see
wide.
that thing because I mean, we've been doing this together for almost a year. We've almost hit a year. And we've never, I mean, we've been together in real life before, but she's never been to my house and I've never been to her house.
Okay,
crazy.
so how did you all meet? Let's kind of jump into that story real quick. I mean, I don't want to go into things that you've beat, over the years and talk to everybody.
No, it's fine. We
love
don't mind talking about
it. Well, so I followed Angie for a while and she had like a live show and I would pop into her live show. And as a joke, I don't know if it was a joke. I said, "Hey, bestie." And at first she was like, this lady's crazy.
Creepy lady,
Elite.
Yep. Block. No. And
Block.
then there was a couple of times where she said, "I'd love to go to FlipCon, but I don't know if I want to go by myself. And it's kind of expensive." And all things I completely understood. And I was like, "I'm going, I'll room with you. Do you want to split a room?" And she was like, I mean,
stranger danger.
Yeah. But I'm persistent, I guess. So I was like, "No, seriously, I think it'd be great. It'd be fun." So we ended up deciding that we were going to room together, never met before. And she picked me up at the airport. And as soon as she picked me up, we were like instant best friends. And I was like, "I told you we were going to be besties."
Well, I can see that. I mean, both of you all, like I was talking about earlier, the energy, it's just like you all are kind of a match made perfect for each other.
Isn't that weird? That's so cool.
You've been at this a year then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, almost. What
Congratulations
episode are
coming
we
up
on, Angie?
Anniversary. That's neat.
I don't know. We're like at 48 weeks, I think. Getting close to there.
Well, you're getting very close. I just passed my year, let's see, back in June the 1st, I've been 1 year as a reseller. And I'm just part-time. I'm just part-time.
Wow, that's cool. So wait, we're interviewing you now. What do you do when you're not reselling and podcasting then?
What do you think I do by just looking at me? What would you think?
I don't know. The glasses make it difficult. Are you a teacher?
I was going to say a teacher. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh,
and I was going to say baseball coach and teacher.
Ooh, Angie, you're dancing around it.
Really?
Basketball coach.
Oh, there you go. I'm a former basketball coach.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah.
See? Wow. I guess
coach.
they say some people you can tell exactly what they are. Well, there we go.
Yeah, well, I'm a volleyball coach. So we always had the same, we had to split the gym with the basketball team. So you got that vibe for sure.
Yep.
Well, I have been a elementary teacher I just finished my 25th year.
Wow.
And I've been teaching PE for 21 years.
Oh,
nice.
Gosh, that's awesome.
I have taught 3rd grade and 5th grade. And then I went to the gym. I've been to the gym the last 21 years, but I used to be a high school basketball coach. And one night I remember sitting there listening to the referee tell me something. And I was like, you know what? I need to get more power. And so I became a referee.
Oh my gosh. There you go. That's awesome.
That makes sense.
My
daughter is in her 2nd year as a middle school teacher. So yeah, so that's pretty neat.
I worked in a kindergarten classroom for years.
I've been reffing high school and college basketball for the last 22 years. So
wow.
Amazing. Do you like it on that side better than being on the bench?
Oh, absolutely. There's no power on the bench. And that's what I realized as a coach. I was like, I have no power over here.
Yeah. The parents don't think that, but yes.
No, I'm kidding. It's all in good fun. No, I just, you know what? I want to stay around it. And it helps me be healthy.
Yeah.
And for my PE students, I want them to know what I do. I live a healthy lifestyle and I practice what I preach. So I get out on the court and we talk about games the next day and all that kind of stuff. But you hear some of my kids, they'll say, "Oh, don't argue with him. He's a referee."
Oh, that's so cute.
So what about you two? If you were not in the reselling game, let's start with Angie. What would you all be doing? If you just took the resale game completely out, what would you do?
Well, sadly, if I couldn't resell, unfortunately, I need money. So I would go back to being an accountant because I was an accountant for years. But if money were no object, I would make content. I would just, make tons of videos. And like my new thing is I do review videos for a bunch of like products. I mean, I have a whole little YouTube channel just for that because it's just totally fun. So
what channel is that so we can check it out?
Oh goodness, I don't know that you want to, but it's reviews by Angie Resells.
Okay.
But it's just my little like secret little pleasure thing that I do because I think it's so nerdy and fun. But I love doing that. So I would totally just make fun content that literally only makes me happy and do that all the time. But unfortunately, have to pay the bills. So I would probably have to go back to accounting. But that's never gonna happen, y'all. So
Kristin, what about you?
We talked about this one time, and I think it would be fun to be a voiceover, like voiceover cartoons or something. I think that would be so much fun.
I could totally see you doing.
Give me a voice if you do. Give me a voice.
I don't know that I have like a typical voice, but I like to read books to the kids. And Pigeon is one of my favorites to read. And then, have you ever heard that song that Bert and Ernie sing called Rubber Ducky?
Oh yeah,
Rubber Ducky,
you're the one.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. So I think it would be fun to do that.
Oh my gosh.
But I do like being a volleyball coach. I think I don't know that I would want to coach though. I think I would just do like clinics for like junior high, maybe high school, but probably junior high. A friend of mine does that, she calls it little tykes, and she starts them in like first grade. Those are so fun. So I think that would be fun too, because when you like the game, you just want to play.
You can make your own company that goes around and does clinics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
And when I'm home, I do clinics for her. So.
And your moniker is the red glasses. See, that's your. You don't need anything else, just the red glasses. Kind of like Sally.
I think I'm going to do a line of glasses. That'll be my new.
Should.
I would love to have some that are like a Tiffany blue or a bright yellow. Wouldn't those be fun? Yeah, probably need to.
But I like, in teaching, the thing that I've learned, kids are not going to remember probably what I taught them, but they're going to remember how I made them feel.
Yeah.
So I like for them to laugh as much as possible in my class, because if I see the kid laughing, I'm going to know that they are having a good time, and it's worth my while. I'll even go like voices like Scooby-Doo on them. I'll say Scooby-Doo.
See? Well, when you get your job doing that for Scooby-Doo, your backup job, then call me if you need a ducky.
There you go.
I like it. All right, so we talked about repping for a quick second. I heard something on one of your podcasts about, I think it was Kristin, you wear Hokas.
Oh, I do wear Hokas. I have Hokas now, but I prefer, my favorite shoes are the Ultras, but I can't always find them in a women's size. So I like the Hokas because they're cute. They're pretty.
Heavy. I'm not a fan of Hokas.
Really?
Oh, you think they're heavy?
Yeah, I think they're super heavy.
Oh, I don't think they're heavy, but
that's why I'm like more of an on clouds person myself.
And I don't like the on clouds because they have like a channel that goes down the middle, and I always get rocks stuck in that channel. So then they're heavy.
My wife calls them the Herman Munster shoes.
Oh, because they're so big.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you all an inside scoop. If you look at referees, okay, most of them are wearing Hokas.
I'm sure, yeah.
Most of them. That's what I wear. I've been wearing them the last 4 seasons, and man, it has changed the referee game for me, because I mean it gets grinding. We work 80, 90 nights a year.
Yeah.
And those Hokas, I'm not a paid endorser, but I'm telling you, those things are awesome. It's like walking on marshmallows to me.
On marshmallows, you're right. So I wear them at the bins. I go to the Goodwill outlet to do a lot of my sourcing, and I'm always on concrete. And if I'm going to spend a whole day there, I do not want to be uncomfortable. So I've worn other shoes before, just like flats, or which is a bad idea, or
No.
Birkenstocks or something. I can't stay there that long. It hurts. So I'd rather wear the On Clouds. I have no problem staying there 8 hours and not having problem with my feet or my legs or anything.
I had this lady one night, she was yelling at me, and I thought, I got to get this lady off my back. She's just wearing me out. So we had a timeout, and I walked over to her and I said, ma'am, can I ask you a question? I said, will you give me your honest opinion? She goes, well, you know I will. I said, I know you will. I said, does my stripes make me look taller this way, or is it my shoes? Which is it? she busted out laughing, and she got off me.
Good.
Good.
She goes, you trying to look taller or something? I said, well, what you all don't know is I'm 6'6". So.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So the Hoka's jacked me up to about 6'8".
Wow. Yeah. With Hoka's, I would probably be 6'2". If I wore a ponytail, I'd probably be like 6'4".
What about you, Angie?
With Hoka's, I might be 5'5".
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And well, since we were talking about school, Kristin, what was your favorite subject in school?
Oh, the sciences. I really liked chemistry and biology and stuff like that. But I'm an English major. I'm not a math major. So I prefer the sciences, unless we're talking about like art or PE. And then I totally would be all about that.
Well, a lot of people I talk to, they all say, PE. And then that's the one class that, all the kids want to go to and they gravitate to. I kind of feel like some of the classroom teachers are staring at me all the time, like, yeah, whatever.
Until you get into high school, and then not everybody wants to do PE in high school.
Well, it flips a lot. It flips a whole lot. So, but at least I don't have to deal with that. I just send them on. But we go through 5th grade where I'm at. So,
the good kids then, yeah.
FlipCon. Y'all mentioned FlipCon.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you're going back this year to celebrate your anniversary.
Oh my gosh, we want to so
not.
bad. We're having FOMO so much because everybody's talking about all the outfits that they're going to be taking and all the people they're going to meet and all the people that are like, I'm going, are you going? And we're like, we want to go so bad. We're not going. No, we're doing Boss Reseller Remix.
Oh,
yeah, we are.
Talk about
they
that.
Actually asked us to be speakers at the Boss Reseller Remix. So I had to pick one because for me, reselling is literally my full-time business. I support my whole family with this income. So I can't take off 2 whole weeks for fun events because that really is what it is. I mean, it's networking things, but it's fun. And so I had to choose this year and, with us being speakers at Boss, we had to
for sure.
Go for that one for sure. And we're super, super excited. I've never really spent any time in Vegas. So the idea of spending a week there is going to be amazing. And
I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of great people that are going to be there too. And we just can't wait. FlipCon is great. If you get a chance to go, if you're going, you're going to have a ball.
So much fun.
So much fun.
Unfortunately, I am not either.
Oh, no.
I didn't make it to the last one either last year. I have to go back to school at the end of July.
At the end of July?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, in just a few weeks.
Well,
my daughter goes back August 2nd is when she goes back. And then the kids come back a week later.
Right. We have to report back next Wednesday. So,
wow.
And it's kind of hard for me to justify going, I'm going to go do this real quick.
Yeah, for a week.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the school year. Yeah.
It really is right, in the middle of the week. So it does make it more difficult. Yeah.
And I don't know why they did that. I know it's Josh's thing. I heard he's not doing it next year. I heard he gave it up, or he's going to get it.
That's what we heard too.
Yeah, he said that this is the last year. Now, I don't know if someone else might take it over, but nothing has been announced. Oh, no. We're not. We might we're more the little meetup kind of, we did a meetup in St. Louis, but that's more our speed rather than.
Okay, but Angie, listen, what a meetup you would have. Okay.
It'd be fun.
Let's do podcast FlipCon style. Everybody meet up. See?
It would be so much fun. We're all about a meetup. Absolutely. 100%. But I mean, I know that event planning is a lot of work, and it's a year-round preparation getting ready for that thing, and the negotiations
Absolutely.
with the facility and stuff like that. I mean, I understand why he's like, this was fun, learning experience. It takes up a lot of time. So I'm sure that it's probably, and he's not making money on it really. So, you know, if you're focusing on business and it's just for fun, it's probably, I understand why he's not doing that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're more of the free event kind of people. So we
we're
want
grifters. We're
I wouldn't know
frugal
why.
people.
yeah, and we're like, come hang out with us and let's go to the bins. It's all free. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's
which
more
is
our
what we
speed.
did. Yeah. Let's
Did
eat
I
lunch.
mention I was a teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You all know what teachers make, so.
Oh, trust me, yes.
But
None
you know,
enough.
I tell you what, I don't make a whole lot, but I've told my wife I'm happy.
That's
You know,
all that's important.
I was a para. I worked in the classroom. So I did that so that I could be at the same schedule as my kids whenever we moved a lot. So we didn't have family to be able to say, hey, I have to work. Can you watch my kids? So I worked at the schools. That was the most rewarding job that I have ever had. I really enjoyed being around the kids. I really enjoyed, you know, the purpose and the mission. But that is the least amount of money that I have ever made in my entire life. It was, I could not believe, I was so excited to make $7.10 an hour.
Oh my God.
I'm really surprised that they don't. I mean, how can you not pay somebody to take care of your kids? So then how did you manage during the pandemic? I know that a lot of the teachers had to do their things online. How did you do that online? Because I mean, PE would have been challenging.
We went on spring break in March.
Right.
We were done in May. So I only had about 6 weeks to really deal with it. So I put out a lot of videos, which has kind of led me into this, what I'm doing now. I put a lot of videos out, and I had my son with me. He was at that time, I think he was a freshman in high school. But we made a lot of videos about, you know, rolling up socks and playing tic-tac-toe with your socks. And I tried to think of anything and everything a kid had around the house that would be available to them to play games with. So I took chalk out on the sidewalk. I just chalked the lines off, and then we started using our socks for tic-tac-toe, that kind of stuff. But it really pushed my creative edge.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
To do that.
Yeah.
But I think it was actually a blessing. It helped me think of even more ways now that I'm in the classroom, trying to get the kids to do things. But I was thinking of laundry baskets, towels, socks, anything. And then I had them like, how fast can you clean your room?
Oh yeah. We love games like
cute.
that. Yeah.
Time yourself, and you know.
Time yourself cleaning your room. That's a great idea.
They said that do your kids watch YouTube at all? There's a girl called Miss Rachel on YouTube that does songs and sing songs and teaches them how to like speak and count and do letters and colors and stuff like that. I mean, you know, like the modern day Barney sort of thing. They said that that's how she started. She was maybe a music teacher or something like that, and then started putting these things out, and it has taken off. She gets like millions of views on her videos because that kind of perpetuated her ability to become a star is being during the pandemic, being a teacher in the pandemic.
Well, my goal was just to get them off the couch, obviously.
Yeah.
Stop playing video games.
Yeah, get them off the video games. But I mean, I incorporated some of that too. Time yourself at that moment, you know, go and play for 60 minutes. And, but I even started a YouTube channel, Coach Chat with Coach Squirrel.
Oh. And
I put out about 24 videos, and I interviewed people from anywhere and everywhere. And I guess y'all remember a little show called The Waltons. You remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
Judy Norton, Mary Ellen.
Yeah.
I sent her a text and I said, hey, or an email. I said, hey, would you be willing to come on with me? And she said, well, I'd love to. So I got to interview Judy Norton And
Oh
it's on my
my
Coach
gosh.
Chat with Coach Squirrel podcast. And I talked to, and I put one of my interviews on this channel, Kane, the WWE superstar. He's now the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Got him. And then I got another one on Coach Chat with Coach Sperling is Johnny Cash's sister, Joanne Cash. I interviewed her.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then I got a funny
That's
one.
amazing.
There's a local guy in Knoxville. He imitates Barney Fife, and so we did it. He has a car like the Mayberry car, so he's sitting in front of the car, and I did an interview for the kids, talking to him like he's Barney. So if you
Oh
get the
my
chance,
gosh.
go and check out Coach Chat with Coach Sperling. And
I'm writing that down right now.
Me too. I already did.
let me know
That's
what.
awesome.
So those are the things that I did during the pandemic. But it's funny how you get pushed to try to find new avenues, just like your all show. I mean, your all show to me is an inspiration because I mean, you talk about like we're doing here, anything and everything, but it's funny. You all are very engaging, and I appreciate what you all do.
That's so nice. Thank you. We really, it's encouraging for us to hear things like that because I mean, we sometimes, you just put stuff out there and you hope, but we've had a lot of support and we've just been so grateful for the people that have shown up for us and sat at the table with us. We're just so grateful.
Absolutely.
Well,
we love it. These are our friends. I mean, we do it because we're talking to friends who are coming in and spending time with us. So,
and the thing I like about this medium, like you just can't get to some places, like your all's meetups. I'd like to come do a meetup with you someday and meet you all personally.
Yeah, we'd love that.
I have met so many wonderful, nice people on here that have an enormous amount of knowledge that they, everybody that I've talked to has been helpful, trying to help me in my journey. I've only been doing the podcast a couple of months, but I mean, I've talked to some pretty neat people, Prison to Profit, and of course, Ray from the Nashville Flippers. And
good people.
so
yeah, I love Dante. We love Ray. Yeah. We're going to be on Ray's on Monday doing best ice creams. So we're doing a draft for the best ice creams. We love him. But I mean, the likelihood that Kristin and I mean, think about it when we were young, you didn't know people out of your city barely, let alone across the country. And Kristin is my best friend. I'm in Florida. She's in Colorado. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's such a good community.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, that's great. Wait,
93.
How did you get that?
Yeah, 93.
So you lived in Colorado in 93?
No.
Oh.
I've lived in Tennessee my entire life.
Okay.
But a place where my wife works, there's a guy that she works with. He's been all over. And he has a lot of these. And I said, you know what? Because, of course, I've seen Commonwealth Picker and some of these other people. I thought, I'm wanting to redo my garage and stuff. So he sent me about 20 of these. And this one was actually sitting on top.
Oh, that's funny.
In Colorado, and I went, oh, that's hilarious. So,
yeah.
But I'm trying to get more. I have some I could trade. So if y'all ever come across some, I can send you some from Tennessee, whatever.
All right.
Colorado had a red one I'm after. I want to get one of those red ones.
Oh,
well, the red ones are harder to get because they're the ones that are on the rental cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. We always, when you're driving down there's like a main highway, I-25. When you're driving down I-25 and somebody's going crazy, you can't see their plates, but all of us in Colorado, we kind of joke, it's either a red plate or it's Texas. So nothing against either one of those, but it just is funny that generally it's a red plate.
So Kristin, I need you to get a screwdriver, and when they go park their car,
that's a big ask to me. Super interesting that they make the plates red for rental cars, because here in Florida, they don't even put stickers that say rental car or anything on the rental cars because they're much more likely to get broke into.
Yeah.
So they want it to be nondescript as possible. So you won't see an enterprise or a budget sticker or, they used to have like the license plate holder things, nothing like that anymore. You won't find it. So the fact that they're like red lighting the
yeah.
rental cars in Colorado is surprising to me.
Yeah,
Well,
I know that that was something that they had talked about before about changing it or doing something different. And I think some of the rental companies have changed. So, but I don't,
Yeah.
I don't pay attention. I know what I know that I got to pay mine and get my stickers and stuff like that. And that's all I pay attention to.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Rest
give
of
you
it
all
doesn't
a
apply
follow. Be on the lookout for me for
for a red
Will
one.
do.
I need to get me a Texas license plate. I do
Okay.
have a New York one. I've got about 12 to 15 states so far.
Well, there's
Oh
a
my gosh.
lot of Texas resellers, so I'm sure you'll be able to get one of
Yes.
those.
Somebody sent me one.
Okay.
We get inundated with all these license plates. What is going on? So that kind of leads me into Angie. When I asked you about what career you would be doing, I almost thought you would say like a true crime investigator.
Oh my gosh, you would be so good at that.
I
You
would
could
totally
deep
love that.
dive.
I
Oh
would
my
totally
God.
love that. Or do a podcast true crime.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, now that would be, because I mean, growing up, my daughter, this is so terrible. Oh, I'm a terrible mother. But my youngest daughter and I, we loved Law and Order SVU, the
Mhm.
sexual violence one. Oh, we watched 26 seasons, like 26 episodes per season. We watched it at least twice the whole way through,
Oh my
but
gosh.
we are obsessed. And now my new one is Crime Junkie.
I know. I told you that.
And then I watched Scamanda. Oh, I am all about the every Dateline, that would be so amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, what's your top?
I
my
like
heart here. I'm like,
Yep.
the Catch a Predator.
oh yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
every one of them. But my mom like said the other day, she was like, because she knows I'm like a true crime junkie. She said, so she started watching on YouTube one, and it ended up being so bad. So it was about a baby. It was so bad. She's like, I'm devastated. Now I'm having nightmares about this one. And even I heard it. I can't even tell you about it. It's so bad. And the mom had mental illness, and yeah, it was bad.
no.
So I was even like so stressed out about it. I'm like, of course, the only one that you watch ever in your life is the absolute worst possible case scenario you could ever hear of in a crime. I'm like, nope, yeah, I would never watch one again either. But
no, I love them. I do get
I'm
stuck on that
obsessed.
Crime Junkie, but I found them, and then I drive back and forth to the Midwest from Colorado, so it's like a 12 or 13 hour drive.
Oh.
I would listen to those. I got caught up on Crime Junkie. My problem with it is that it's only a half hour long and that it's only out once a week. I need more.
But what you do is you go on Spotify. Okay, what I do is I went on Spotify and you scroll all the way down, like to when they started, and
Same.
you just hit play, and it starts from the beginning, like
Yep.
hundreds of episodes.
I love
like,
it.
In the midst of it, it's amazing.
So, all right. So what about Criminal Minds? You ever watch that?
That one's good too.
Yeah, but I'm not as big of a fan of that one.
Really?
Sometimes it's just like the characters. I mean, I've watched it, but it's not my favorite.
Did you ever see George Costanza on there?
Wait, what?
Really?
I didn't know he was on there.
Oh yeah. His hair was a little bit longer. Man, he was creepy. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you interview
I'll have
him
to go back
too?
and see
No,
that
I
one.
wish. No, I didn't. I just saw the episode because my wife, she watched Criminal Minds all the time.
Oh, okay.
Because they take actual crime things and turn it into a show.
Yeah.
But well, he was creepy.
Yeah, honestly, Wes, because of how I am with I don't think I have ADHD, but I have definitely some kind of concentration thing where I get tunnel vision. So I can't watch shows. I save watching shows to either when I'm watching lives on YouTube or till late at night. but during the day when I'm working, that I listen to podcasts so that I can be listening, but not having to stare at a screen. Cause I'll be working and pretty soon my mom will come in and I'm like sitting here staring at the screen and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working. She's like, you're not
You're not
working.
working.
This is episode number 3 hours of this. What are you doing? I'm like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I have terrible tunnel vision.
I can't go to a movie. I'll fall asleep. I go. And then if I sit down,
Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah, my kids or my husband, he'll be like, hey, come sit and watch this show with me. And I'll be like, oh yeah, of course, cool. And I'll sit down and then I'll think, oh, I should do that. And then I get up and then I sit back down and then I'll go do something else. And I'll come back and I'll sit down and they're like, you can't do this. Just go do what you're going to do, because it's distracting for them to be able to watch the show because I'm up and down and up and down and up and down.
Well, I haven't been to a movie in several years, but I imagine now, me being a reseller, I would really be terrible. I'll be on my phone. Oh, I just heard something sell. What was it?
Speaking of movies, I am going to see a movie, and I haven't been to the movies in a long time.
Are you going to the Barbie movie?
I'm going to see Barbie.
Oh,
I want to see that so bad.
I think it's just a girls, as stupid as we know it's going to be, we all want to see it.
I know. And the hype that's created around it. And, as a reseller, we're all like Barbie core, everything. If it's pink, you're putting Barbie core in that title so that you can get a sell. Yeah.
Everybody's going to be out. Goodwill's buying all the Barbies and everything.
Yeah.
So Kristin, what you need to do is you need to go watch it and you all live stream it to each other or talk about like you're sitting there together.
Angie, FaceTime me.
Yeah, there we go.
When you get there, FaceTime.
We'll just be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Our phones up.
It won't be any different than me trying to record at the bins. It'll be fine.
That's true. You have to be sneaky. There you go. Kristin will have it on the floor, propped up somewhere.
Just wear your GoPro.
Right.
Here you go.
Kristin getting taken out again. Pirating movie.
Ma'am, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, no, this is the medical device.
I'm my friend on here. That's all.
I know. Yeah.
A medical device. One of my favorite shows to watch is Dr. Pimple Popper. You ever watch that?
Oh no, I can't watch it.
Okay, Wes.
It grosses me out too hard.
Kristin knows I'm a deep diver about things. So not only have I watched Dr. Pimple Popper, but I have actually had times that I've done the deep dive on YouTube where they like all dermatology related things and they just go and it can be an ugly little trip down that road. But yes,
sometimes those lipomas that don't look very big, and then she goes to tug
and she starts going in there
big as a softball,
yeah, but it's like you can't look away. You're like, oh, let me see.
Yeah, no, I can't too gross, can't.
So let's talk about the different areas that we source. We haven't talked about a lot of reselling yet. We'll talk a little bit about it.
Okay, that sounds like our show.
I'll flip them out. I'll flip these things out, and you all just kind of take it. All right. So your opinions on estate sales?
I love estate sales. I don't do the research to go find them because I'm lazy. It's too easy just to go to the bins, and I know I'm going to get a good cost of goods. So I love going to the estate sales. There's some cool stuff. I just don't go that often.
For me, I don't go that often because our estate sales in my area are a scam. They price things so incredibly high so that even at 50% off, anything worth having is still too expensive to buy. And I really think that they just they take those items to sell them for themselves, like as a company. And I just don't know how they sell anything unless people are just collectors themselves and are willing to pay eBay or higher prices, sometimes even at 50% off, it's eBay or higher prices. I just find very, very little. Now, we do have probably like 2 estate sale companies that are, actually reasonable, and they have some things that are higher, but you can find some deals there. But we have 3 or 4 of the big companies here that are so expensive, it's just not even
Yeah.
worth going. It's crazy to me.
And if you're not a reseller, it's probably fun to be able to go find stuff like
Yeah.
that. But if we're trying to do it for a living, there's not money to be made there most of the time. So, and I can find a lot of the same kind of things at the bin. So I
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
When they're, pricing grandma clothes, and I'm not talking about cool vintage, I'm talking about just grandma clothes that, $12. So even at they're 50% off, it's $6 for a grandma shirt that no one is, Alfred Dunner. Okay. no
Yeah,
one's buying that.
Blair.
Yeah, exactly. Romans. Nobody's buying those things like at $12. And
Well, like you said, and
coats $25 for like really crappy coats and things
Right.
like that.
like you said, though, I think like these companies, like the families, like whatever's left over, just get rid of it. And like you said,
Yeah.
they're taking it and
Donating it.
don't.
when
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Donating. And
I wanna
I've
be-
actually seen their employees literally taking boxes of stuff out of there. So, or had like you could see really great stuff under the table. And they're like, oh no, none of that's for sale.
Right.
Yeah. We understand why, because you're outdoor, taking it outdoor. And then we have one estate sale company, it's a estate sale, but they basically charge you a fee every month to even get into their estate sales because they said they're an auction. Well, I tried them and they said, lots of purses. So it was a big totes full of purses. And I'm like, I'll take a chance on them. And they said, might need some cleaning or whatever. So I bought them and went there to pick them up. And every purse was dry rotted, literally flaking off. And I'm like, how can you justify selling this? There was no preview that you could go see or anything. And they were like, well, that's that's what you get. And I'm like, are you serious? So I spent like $70 on dry rotted purses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just can't do business with people like that because that's totally unethical. And
Yeah. Don't
It
like it.
is. I agree with you. That's just why would you do business that way? I don't.
yeah.
I have no idea. Let me hit you with another one. Facebook Marketplace.
I like Facebook Marketplace. So I like Facebook Marketplace because a lot of times it's for me, even if I have something I just want it out of the house, a bigger item, I just want it out of the house. I think there's a lot of people that put stuff up there where they maybe don't have enough for a whole yard sale. They've only got 2 or 3 things. They just want it done. I get some good stuff there and I've sold some great stuff there. So I like Facebook Marketplace. I don't do the like shipping thing anymore because I think that just is kind of a pain. So I don't mind it. I as a matter of fact, let's see what's on there for today.
Okay.
What is-
My area is super saturated with resellers. So it's very, very
Oh.
difficult to get any deals on there. I pretty much don't even look on there because everything is like, high priced. I do sell some stuff local on there and I do fairly well with that. I used to do shipping on when they first came out, but their marketplace is horrendous. It's really
Oh.
horrendous. And there is no customer service. So if there is any issue with your shipment, with your transaction or anything, you get zero support. So I just can't justify taking time to put a lot of listings over on there when I know that, if anything happens, I'm just stuck as a seller. So I just, unless I have something I want to get rid of local and just tired of looking at it or it's too big to ship, I don't do Facebook Marketplace anymore.
That's what I do. If it's just too big, I'll throw something on there and get rid of it. The lovely yard sales.
I love
Okay.
yard sales.
I know Angie's like way better at yard sales than I am. I feel like and I even talked about it in one of my latest videos. I see a sign and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go check out that yard sale." And then it's a sign that was 2 weeks old. Take down the sign. I hate the wild goose chase. I don't like it that it just feels like it's a lot of driving, especially in a bigger city.
Right.
It's a lot of driving for maybe not a lot of reward. So if it's a community sale, sure, I will go do that. I went to one with Joe. I'd flip that. Who you guys should talk to. You would love them.
Joe and Nicole are amazing.
Amazing people. You'd love to have them on your show. But
what's
I
his?
flipped that.
I flipped that.
Yeah, did
Mhm.
you should look at theirs. Their YouTube, they have the Reseller Showdown.
Oh, it's
It's
so
a
much
game
fun.
show for resellers. It's amazing.
Well, we went to a community yard sale. I was up there visiting and there was some great stuff there. And he bought a lot of stuff. I was traveling, so I didn't bring anything home. But you know what? If you can find a good community yard sale, that is fabulous. I just don't like the driving to get there. It's just, I keep saying it, the bins are just where I go because it's just so convenient. It's one
Right.
place, it's low cost, and I don't have to like drive all over town and get lost. So
This year, our yard sales have been terrible because either it's been raining every single weekend or the heat is so bad, people don't want to sit outside. You can't breathe when you go outside. So, but normally I love yard sales. And when fall comes again, we'll probably have a lot of yard sales. And we have yard sale treasure map. It's like an app that you do. And then used to coordinate with not Instagram, Craigslist, but it doesn't anymore. But you just put in, you go to like Facebook and you go to Craigslist or wherever people are listing, and you just quickly put in the addresses, and then it'll actually give you a route to go, which is awesome. So I find great deals at garage sales. I actually, if given a choice between a bunch of sales and a community sale, it depends. A lot of times if it's like a super rich community sale, they want too much for everything. They think their stuff is made of gold. And
well, they know what they've paid for it too.
yeah, if there's a lot of yard sales and a community sale, I'll go to the individual sales rather than the community sale. I'm opposite of Kristin, just because I think you'll find better deals and less people would have gone to the other ones because they all want to go to that community sale. Except for one neighborhood we have, it's about 45 minutes away from me. It's called Holly by the Sea, and they have their sale twice a year, rain or shine, twice a year. And there are like 200 houses that participate every time. It's, oh my gosh, it's the best sale ever.
So
I get your secrets now, Angie.
I know, that's okay. There's enough to share.
Hey,
you're right.
There's enough stuff out there.
Yeah, I'm not buying everything at 200 yard sales. Goodness. So
if you do, I want to know how you're making all that money.
Right, exactly.
She got her mom over there working it.
Well, got mom on the non-payroll.
Mama gets paid. She's not working for free now. Come on.
So Kristin, here's the last one. Goodwill bins.
100%. I was just there yesterday.
Now, do you go and camp out like you'll see a lot of those people? They'll take their cart over there and they'll go through everything they got and then put back what they don't.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah. Now I don't, I like to spend the whole day there. For me, I've said this before, it's like when you just sort of walk on the beach and pick up seashells and, you collect all the seashells. And at the end, you're like, I'm not really going to do anything with these. So you just dump them that I feel like that's what it's calming for me. I really like to just sort of poke around and dig and, you never know what you're going to find. So it's exciting. You
just gave yourself a new call sign. Forget the squirrel. You're going to be the seashell picker.
Yeah, that's kind of, for me, that's what it is. Yesterday I was there towards the end of the day, and there was a lot of people that had been there all day long. And I know that if some of the local people there are there all day long, that it's been good. It's been a good day, because if it's only, they go through 2 or 3 rotations and there's not that much good stuff, they're going to leave.
Yes.
So it was a good day. I got some pretty decent stuff in 2 hours. So, and I only had to go one place. I knew how much it was going to be. It was going to be a reasonably priced, you know, you never know what the estate sale, if it's going to be too expensive, you have to drive all over for the yard sales. I, you know, drove there, parked, walked inside, picked up a vintage Christmas tree, you know, ceramic Christmas tree, put it in my cart, and then still found a whole cart full of stuff. And I paid less than $60 for it. So I think that just, how can you beat that?
The excitement on her face. I love it.
Yeah.
No.
My
Like
grandma,
Christmas morning, isn't it?
we used to take my grandma to the riverboat, you know, to the casino. And she was always, oh, you know, I hurt. Oh, it's hard. You know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You'd say, let's go to the riverboat. And she'd be like, okay, I'll get my shoes. And I feel like that I'm that person when you say, hey, want to go to the Benz? Okay. And I'm in the car. Let's go.
What are you waiting on? Let's hit it.
I know.
Angie?
I
Good
love
little
the Go bins, except for mine is the literal smallest bins, I think, in the country.
I wanna see it.
Now that I've been to a couple other ones, I'm like, why can I not live close to those? But evidently next summer we're getting a brand new bins, and I imagine my bins that's 2 minutes away from my house will probably close, and I'll have to drive like 30 minutes, but it'll be worth it because I imagine it's going to be big. So I'm super excited about that. But you find amazing deals. But see, it, you know, we have super aggressive people at mine because it is so small. You get 40 people in, and they're only changing out 2 of the bins at a time. So imagine they bring out the 2 bins, 40 people bum rush it. You know, it kind of gets a little overwhelming sometimes. I find yard sales to be like super relaxing to go to yard sales, and you could just kind of, and you can negotiate the prices. So, and sometimes, you know, I will go to yard sales and I'll be like, these people lost their minds, and like walk away. But I like that you can probably get a little bit different items than you can get at the bins. You're going to find a lot more electronics and things that aren't ever going to make it to the bins.
Yeah. Chances are at a yard sale too, the items are going to be a little cleaner.
Yeah.
Or at the bins
That's
too.
true. Not always.
Not always, but most of the time.
Well, that begs the question though, Kristin, do you wear gloves?
I do not wear gloves because I like to dig through the clothing bins or the linens, and you can feel the quality. So there's been times specifically, I'll give you an example. I was flipping through stuff and I was looking for, you know, sweaters and I wasn't even thinking about beanies or caps.
Yeah.
So I'm flipping through stuff and I thought, oh, that's a cashmere sweater. Where'd that go? So I'd pull things back over and start flipping through and find that cashmere. I could feel it. And I was looking for a sweater, but I felt that cashmere, picked it up, and it was a beanie hat, and it was a Louis Vuitton cashmere beanie hat. So
wow.
I'm not wearing gloves. I sold that thing for like $250. So I'm definitely more into the tactile part of it. And I understand in some locations that you go to, they require that you wear gloves because it's a safety issue. They want you to be protected and, you know, not cut yourself or, but latex gloves are not going to help you if you catch some glass or anything anyway.
That's true.
Just, I want to feel it. And I know that I'm going to catch glass sometimes. So I'm going to be cautious whenever I go through there.
Well, my wife and I
We've
last
touched
week.
some nasty things.
Nasty things.
My wife and I last week went and watched our son graduate from the basic training in the Air Force in Lackland, Texas.
I saw that.
And we went to a Benz, and our Benz, we don't have any. I have to drive an hour and a half away from where I'm at. But wow, it was an eye-opening experience because I walk in there and you start looking and you take things in and you're like, what are these people doing? And so I started seeing all these people lined up along the wall, and I told my wife, I said, they're lined up for something. You know, 'cause I'm a novice at this still, but I thought they're up to something. So I kept my eye on
the change out.
Right, the change out. And so they had like probably, they had like 5 rows of bins, and they had like, I think probably 8 bins, and each one they just roll them out. And everybody's, here they come. They started walking over, and I had to figure out what I could and couldn't do. I knew not to go in and rush, wait till they
Yeah.
get everything in place, because that lady's down there going, do not approach the bins.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But man, when they went, woo.
Mhm.
That's so funny.
So
Yeah,
that was an eye-opening experience.
I've
Yeah, the
always
first
said
time you go, it's intimidating.
it is intimidating. And I've said, if there's two types of people, when they walk into a bins location that they've never been to before, and I accidentally found bins. I walked in and I was like, woo, this is gonna be great. Other people walk in and they're like, absolutely not. And they turn around and walk back out.
Right.
So my husband did not know that I was at a bins location. And I said, hey, I'm over at Goodwill. Just when you're done with your meeting, come on over and get me. And
Yeah.
so he walked in and he was like, what are you doing? Absolutely not. He wouldn't touch anything. He wouldn't look at anything. He was like, I'm leaving. Yeah, I'll see you later. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm out. You're going to take a shower when you get home.
That's so
because this is
funny.
gross. Yeah.
There's a water hose. Do this before you come in.
Yeah, he was completely overwhelmed and he was completely disgusted. Now he's okay with it, but when he first saw it, he was like, I'm out, done.
That's
No,
so funny.
not
That's
cool.
my wife. I mean, she cannot stand the bins. I love it. I mean, personally,
Yeah.
Me
I love
too.
we're talking about we could not go in. They gave us a set of gloves to wear. They wouldn't let us go in.
Right.
Wow.
They gave them to you. Usually they sell them to you.
Well, they let us borrow them.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But they said you can't come in and pick if you don't have gloves on. I was like,
Wow.
I'm not from here, so I guess I'm taking your gloves. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But and they've got there's a Texas thrift store down there too. That is, I mean, it's enormous. That place. It's not a Ben's, but it's they sell secondhand stuff. But I guess everything in Texas is bigger, right?
Yeah, I guess. I've only been to Texas one time and I didn't get a chance to go to any bins location. So
Well, again,
time.
being the newly minted picker that I am, I said I'm
Love
gonna go
that.
to Lackland, but we're gonna make a trip out of it. Of
So
course,
then
we
how
had
did you fall into this? If you've only been doing it for a year, was it an accident that you decided that you were going to be a thrift or a reseller? Or
no, I was in the living room one night watching TV, and I got home from school. My wife come walking in with 3 bags of toys, and I looked at her because our youngest son is 18, and we've got 3 older kids from 26 to 18, and so we've only got one left. And I just looked at her and said, we do have a granddaughter, mind
Right.
you, so keep that in mind. She's 4, but she walked in with 3 bags of toys. I'm like, does our granddaughter really need that much? She goes, it's not really for her. Some of it is, but I'm going to start reselling. I said, you're going to do what?
Nice.
So in my way of thinking to help her move things along, I thought, this is going to junk up the house. I better start jumping in and helping her. So I started into it like wanting to get her to sell it and get rid of it. I thought that'd be the end of it, But I started going with her.
didn't you?
I started going to Goodwills with her. And I thought I can do this,
Nice.
So
Good.
here I am
I
a year
love that.
later. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You're going to be the next Commonwealth picker then.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about that. He's quite the picker, isn't he?
Well, I mean, he was a teacher and he's made the transition to full-time doing what he's doing. So potential, right? There's a lot of teachers I know that do this as a side hustle. So
Yep.
that's it. It really does bridge that gap.
Yeah, I think he taught for 21 years.
Mm.
And of course, now I'm going to start my 26th year. So I have to at least get to 30,
Right.
Yeah.
I can't
What's
turn
the
around
plan
now.
down the road?
So Angie, I have to ask a favor of you.
Okay.
I've got a few more questions for both of you, but Angie, I need your help to get Philly Flipper to come on with me. I sent him a text. He doesn't know who I am, obviously, but I know he knows Ray, and but I need your help because I know you're good friends with him. So hopefully you can help me get the Philly Flipper.
Well, I can let him know, but he right now is visiting his family. He actually just took a trip on a train with his car to go to see his family. Was a 16-hour train ride, and really cool. I'm sure he'll have lots of videos about it, but he's going up to Philly to visit his family. But I never heard of a train that you also take your car.
Yeah, I hadn't either. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I thought, because I thought it would be expensive to take your vehicle with you. I've only ever heard like people cars. I mean, I've seen cars on trains, but I thought those were like for the dealerships and stuff. I had no idea.
Yeah, I looked it up because I'm sure it was the Amtrak where they load in the cars in closed containers, and like they line them up in there, two on top of each other. Basically, it goes up the ramp, kind of like those car carriers that you see the semis, like that inside the train. And everybody on the train has their car with them.
They ferry like a ferry. Yeah, instead of a boat, it's a train.
It's on the train. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah. Have y'all ever been on an Amtrak train? Because I have not.
No.
Yeah. You haven't been on an Amtrak?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, no. I took an Amtrak from Chicago to New Orleans.
Oh, wow. That's a long trip.
Yeah, a lot of times we would just, well, that was a long trip, but I was going for a volleyball tournament and we were in high school and we, you know. But we take it from, if we're in the Midwest, it just runs up to Chicago all the time. So St. Louis to Chicago is not, and it's reasonable and it's fun. You just chill out, read a book, watch the scenery. And then when you get there, you can go shopping or go to conferences or whatever and come home. Amtrak is great.
I've always wanted to do that. And now I know I can take my car. So that may even make it better for me to go. Because I never knew you could take your car.
Me neither. I thought that was really cool.
Interesting. Very interesting. So Kristin, my comment for you is I feel like you're a true-hearted person. I heard on one of your podcasts, you said you want everybody to succeed.
I do think it would be good if everybody, because you want everybody to be happy and successful at whatever it is that they want to do, or whatever their version of successful is. So I just think that that would make my life easier, because then everybody else that you deal with would be happy. So, I mean, that selfish part of it is that you want everybody that you interact with to be in good spirits, but I do want everybody to win. I know that whenever, you know, this playing basketball, that not everybody gets to win, but if you had a good time doing it, then at least there's that benefit or that plus. But I'm really lucky that my wiring is that I'm a half full kind of glass girl. So I think that there's enough room for everybody to succeed. There's enough room for everybody to do well. And I wish that for everybody. So I don't know. I hope they see that in me.
I see it. I mean, I see it. But my son just graduated high school, and they were really successful. His high school has won the last 8 Tennessee State high school football championships.
Oh, that's fabulous. So he's going D1.
No, he's not. He's done playing. He's ran that course and he's happy it's over with. But
okay.
in his 4 years in high school, they were 56-4.
Wow.
They would lose 1 game a year. And
that's amazing.
I always ask him 2 questions after every single game, win and or lose. I said, number 1, what did you learn? And number 2, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And win or lose, I always ask him that. And I always ask my kids, when I talked to Hustleby the other day and we were talking about wins and losing and all that kind of stuff, I always try to tell my students, you either win or you learn.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're not going to lose anything, because you're going to gain something. You may not win the game, but you're going to have that knowledge that will prepare you, hopefully, for whatever it is coming to you down the road. And that's what I've always trying to explain to my students and my son as well, or my daughters, both my sons. Just trying to be in there and be in the moment and try to learn.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm like you, Kristin, that I like thinking positively. It's half full. Okay.
Well, also, though, even with reselling, there's no bad picks. It's just an eBay education. So sometimes you're going to pick something and it's not going to do as well as you want it to, or won't sell at all. you'll just know that next time I'm not going to pick that up. Or, maybe there's a different way to sell that. Maybe it's a better item on Whatnot. Maybe it's a better item on Marketplace than it is for eBay. So, and maybe you're just not going to make that much money for it. So,
Well, and it may cost you $20 to learn that.
yeah, eBay education.
eBay education. And I can say, I have a lot of things that I bought early on, just like everybody.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Angie and I started so long ago, though, that when we first started, it didn't matter what you put up on eBay. It was going to sell. Everything sold on eBay. There was not that many sellers and there was lots of buyers. So we have such a skewed view of new resellers. So it's hard it's not like we're not trying to be empathetic or relate. It's just, it was so different. We did it on dial-up. We waited for people to mail us cash or a money order. And then we shipped it and there was no tracking. And there was a little bit of eBay customer service, but not a lot. And it was just, and it was more, even then it was more geared towards the buyer because it was mostly buyers. So.
Well, and looking at all the years that you both have been in reselling and a lot of the changes, is there anything that you did early on that you wished was still a part of it today and it's not? Is there anything like that?
I do think it is, it was the Wild West back then. So it really was so much easier to sell stuff, but I also think though that the prices that you can get now too for some of those rare items are good because everybody knows to go to eBay. Before, when we first started, people would be like, what is it? You do it online? What's it called again? I don't understand. Nobody understood this. This when Katie Couric was going, what is the internet again? That's when we were doing this. So it's funny how it has changed, but it's good the way it's changed too. Everybody always fusses about, oh, we got to do something different. Oh my gosh, the new shipping thing. It's constantly gotten better. So I'm not going to complain about a change. So, or wish that it was as
Look,
crazy.
Angie biting her lip.
I'm like,
It was pretty crazy back then. The shipping was completely different. The payment system was
so cheap.
Different.
It was so cheap to ship stuff back then.
Yeah.
For me, I think I really wish we could still leave buyers feedback.
Oh yeah, that
back negative feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them deserved it.
Accurate feedback, yeah.
That was always a good thing. I did like that things like returns and stuff weren't automatic. Like it was more. And that we didn't have returns like there are now. People will return and lie and scam and things that never happened in the early days. But when we started, PayPal wasn't a thing for years. It was
99s weren't a thing.
Checks and money orders. So
yeah,
it was just a totally different time. And it's hard to think that, kids today, they are all like, oh yeah, they all have phones and everything. I'm thinking we were like the first ones to come in and break all the barriers for everybody who do it now, because, if we weren't out there selling and stuff, people would not be doing it now. We started it all, which is so funny. Because we were when I was in high school, people didn't have computers.
Yeah.
So the idea that, in my early 20s, we just took over and started doing this awesome new thing is just kind of really, really cool. And it totally shaped my life. And the trajectory of where I've gone in my whole life. And I wouldn't change it. I love that. So many people do it now. I love when I hear people, like somebody yesterday, I watched a video and they were like, in the last 2 years, there's so much competition. eBay's going down. And I just laugh. Yeah. I'm like, I've been hearing that for 25 years.
25 years.
The same thing. There's too much competition. There's, you can't get sales. Yes, you can. Just, you got to work at it. And
Do you remember those first 5 years when people were like, that's not going to work? People aren't
That's
going to
never
do
gonna
that.
last.
Who's going to buy stuff online? What?
especially when you consider the amount of time it took us
Oh.
to make a listing. People don't
Oh.
realize that
30
when we
minutes,
started,
45 minutes sometimes. If you get kicked off because somebody called in on your call waiting for
Oh, wow.
because we were all dialed. And not only that, but in order to get a picture on your listing, you had to take a picture with your camera and
Mhm.
then go to Walmart and get it developed.
Oh, wow.
And
then
then bring
scan
it
it
back
in.
and scan it on a flatbed scanner.
Mhm.
And then dial up and get the pictures to go to eBay. It was like a whole, it was
And
days
pay
worth
$1
of getting.
to put the photo on.
Yeah, you had to pay $1 to get a picture on there. People
Yeah.
had listings with no pictures. It was just a totally different time. So
Completely.
Take our word for
really,
it. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. And we started everything at 99 cents
Everything
auction
was an
back
auction.
then.
Mhm.
Everybody started everything at 99 cents and everything sold. It was amazing. So
Pretty red shirt. Yep,
sold.
sold.
If they hated it, they didn't
No
return
picture.
Well,
Just-
I am blessed to be in the presence of such greatness of over 50 years of reselling. This
Well,
has
we're
been amazing.
we're grateful that you've let us come and
This is totally fun.
yeah, just talk. We could talk about this kind of stuff forever because we love doing it, right?
Yep.
We
Well,
do
I
talk about it
have
forever.
I do have one thing left to talk about, and then I'm going to let you ladies go.
All right.
This is, and I heard it on your podcast, the summer slowdown. Is that a real thing? Or what?
I don't know. Some people say that's a myth and you just got to keep working and doing stuff. This last week has been a little rough for me. I'm not going to lie. I have 3 things that are going out today, but they probably don't total $30. So it's, I think you do need to continue to work it and don't give up just because you're not seeing the results that you want right away. It's fourth quarter's coming up and things are going to pick back up. But I do think that there's probably a little bit of a lag in the summer. I mean, I'm not online as much as I normally am. And this is my job to be either on eBay online or on social media online, and I'm not on as much. So it's possible. It's possible, but other people will tell you absolutely not. This is all in your head and you've made it up and you're not working it. So, I mean, it depends on your perspective, I think.
I think what we need to realize is that the vast majority of people on eBay are not full-time resellers.
Mm-hmm.
They are part-timers. So, and in the summer, you're busier. You are spending time with your family. You're going to the beach. You're going on vacation. The kids are home, things like that. So we, in general, have less time to invest in our businesses, listing and everything. And other people are out doing things as well with their family. They're not spending as much time on the computer looking. In the middle of winter, when you have nowhere to go and it's snowing or cold, we're spending our nights sitting on our phones or on our computer looking for spring stuff that'll make us happy, you know.
Right.
There absolutely is still plenty of items that sell. I think coming up very, very soon is going to be the huge back to school push for all the clothes and things. And people are much more looking for bargains than they've ever been because, you know, things cost so much more. Look at groceries. But you know, you can't compare to when everybody and their brother is buying things in mass in December, you know. But for me, I don't sell a lot of brand new items. So I don't get a giant fourth quarter, like everyone's always fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty steady all year long because I'm selling used items for the most part. If you're an Amazon seller, fourth quarter is like the be all end all. But for me, it's kind of like steady all year long. But I do find I do have to work a little bit harder in summer to make the same amount of sales. But if you are counting on this month being the same as December, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
you have to plan as a reseller for the ebbs and flows of your reselling business. So anyone who's thinking about going full time, you have to have an emergency fund to get you through the lulls. So if you don't have at least 3 to 6 months of expenses, do that now. Make sure you are investing in yourself. So if something happens, you have a small emergency, or you have a terrible 2 weeks, that could happen in December.
Yeah.
You know, the week of Christmas, nobody buys anything.
And they don't buy used clothes.
Yeah, no one's buying anything because they're buying all brand new stuff, and they can't get to them fast enough in order for them to buy it from eBay. So that whole week you have to plan on providing for your family without any income then. After Christmas, people get gift cards and stuff, it'll pick up again. So just plan ahead for your family, and know that just like if you had a retail business, you're going to have ups and downs every week, and you have to be prepared for that. You know, don't put yourself in a position that you are so broke that you can't pay next week's bills. That's never a good plan, and that's setting yourself up for failure. So, you know, just like think ahead, put yourself in a good position, and you'll be fine, even on the slow weeks. I think it'll be fine.
That's good advice, Dave Ramsey.
Hey, don't make fun. I'm a Dave Ramsey graduate.
No, listen, I'm telling him that's good advice. He needs to learn from you. Because, hey, I've studied the Dave Ramsey, and I talked to Prison and Profit about that, and we both, exactly what you said. I've adopted a new little slogan myself. Get out, and get it.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, you can sit with us.
Get up, get out, and get it.
Love that.
Very good.
Well, that is all the time today that we have on the Slim Flippers podcast. I want to thank Kristin, a rural squirrel, and Angie Resells from Let's Do Lunch podcast. I appreciate you all joining me today on the Slim Flippers, and we hope that you have an excellent day.
Thanks
so much for having us, Wes. We really appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Bye.